Hello, Monday, the 24th of February 2020. The moon is in Pisces. We've got Mercury Retrograde going on. That's the thing. And a new moon as well. Those are the two main influences as we kick the week off. The new moon actually came in yesterday. So there's not a lot of lunar energy going on at the moment. If you wanted to launch a new thing around new moon, then probably the best time is going to be sort of after Wednesday when there's just that much more lunar energy around. I'll give you, for instance, right, I did a course once that was a very, very good course and had a lot of positive effect in my life. And it started on the Monday, which was a new moon. And it actually didn't really gather any steam until sort of late Tuesday and well into Wednesday. And by the Friday, it was really powerful, it was really positive, and everyone had a good time with it. So the lunar energy is building up through the week, that's really what I'm trying to say. The moon is actually in Pisces at the moment, so you've got there isn't that much energy behind it because the moon is so small in the sky, but it is pretty well a positive time. People are receptive to each other's feelings, and that is always such a good thing because we are all part of this kind of great group experience, this group consciousness, if you will, and we all have our individual parts to play in it. But if we're not actually listening to each other, if we're not actually sensitive to each other, then we may get a bit further along the road with what we want to focus on, what we want to do. But the general picture of the world around us is not going to be completely in sync when we're just acting on our own. So that's a great thing, try and be receptive to other people's feelings and ideas if you can be. Emotions tend to predominate over common sense under a Pisces moon though. So do keep it real, do keep it grounded, basically. That's what it's all about. Anything that takes imagination and anything where inspiration is important is likely to go well today. And possibly further on into the week as well, because we're kicking off with this Pisces influence. The moon actually stays in Pisces until UK time about 6:45 tomorrow, the 25th, 6:45 in the evening, that is. So that's going to be 6:45 midday, is it? Yeah, 6:45 Eastern, and 3 hours before that, about 8:45 a.m. tomorrow, where the cycle actually begins again and the moon enters Aries and everything gets down to taking off again. Right this minute, the moon is 0.7% full, so we've got, the whole journey really through to first quarter. And because there isn't that much lunar energy about, it has a lot to do with, or success, I should say, has a lot to do with looking at what's actually around us. It's quite personal in lots of ways. Hearth and home, family, your job, anything that's really close to the heart and close to the way you live your life. Aspects right now, well, the moon is conjunct Neptune, so it's kind of delicate. There's a lot of sensitivity about, and that goes with the Pisces alignment very nicely, actually. And people tend to express their beliefs, but in a sensitive kind of a way. Focuses on the future in lots of ways. Feelings, imagination, intuition, those things are very strong indeed, really, because the moon is actually in Pisces at the moment. Now, coming up today, we have two things that are really worthy of note. One is that Mars is going to quintile Neptune, and that's what we call a minor aspect, really. It's not a really huge thing, but it really does play in quite a subtle way into the world around us and into the way things are going to be going today. And quintiles are usually something to do with the style, the way you are, the way you do things, and how other people's style and ways of doing things affect us. So that is going to be a thing, if it's not a thing already. At this moment, I'm doing this about 10:15 in the UK morning, so it's still pretty much kind of very early, wee small hours of the morning in the States and Canada. With Mars quintile Neptune, expressing kind of love and ideals again, which goes with the Pisces alignment rather nicely, and kind of sympathetic actions are favoured. So that really does work out with everything else that's been going on so far. We'll do a bit more as we go, but skill can be developed in any kind of activity where you've got to adapt your own individual style towards a common cause and towards getting on with other people. That really, really works for the Pisces moon as well. The other thing going on today is the sun is going to be sextile Mars, so excuse me, it gives people the opportunity to kind of draw on their own courage and to put any kind of enterprising feelings of really wanting perhaps business ideas, generally making something out of the world around us. It gives us that opportunity to draw that out, but it's going to take some effort basically to do that and to actually apply those energies in our lives, and we are going to have to kind of tiptoe around other people as well as we go. Mercury, which is still retrograde, will be retrograde right through until March the 9th. And after that, another 20 days. It's not until March the 29th that Mercury finally leaves the post-shadow to retrograde. So we'll be seeing those issues around travel, transport, communication, possibly education, possibly legal matters, and possibly crazy weather, which that seems to happen. Whatever's happening, it's really crazy weather in UK today, and it has been for the last month. So I can't blame that on Mercury. But all those things are likely to be part of the picture right through until the 29th of March. And on the 29th of March, I'm giving an astrology presentation in Pembrokeshire. And I'm really looking forward to that and meeting everyone who's going to be there. And it's going to be great because it is actually going to be the day that Mercury absolutely stops being in retrograde, it stops being in retrograde on the 9th, but on the 29th the post-shadow is completely finished and we're all back to normal. Looks like a good day coming up to me. Mercury is sextile Mars today, actually, as well as the sun being sextile Mars. So quick reactions, things moving quickly are a thing, and decisions will need to be made. It shouldn't be too hard to find solutions to problems. It may take a little while to do that though, because of Mercury being retrograde. That's just kind of the balance of things and the way it is. Venus square Pluto. Stressy things can come up, particularly with it being Mercury retrograde. But it's not too bad, because normally I would say any kind of thing to do with getting people to cooperate and participate with each other would be quite difficult with Venus square Pluto. But as it happens, we've got the Pisces moon, we've also got the moon conjunct Neptune, so that shouldn't be so difficult at all. Okay, just not a straightforward day in matters of love and money as much as anything. Mars sextile Neptune, we've sort of pretty well looked at that, but people are acting out of what their heartfelt kind of ideals are rather than absolute rational truth. Hopefully, again, with the sympathetic influence that's going on today, that won't get too much out of control. But leaders, people running things, tend to do it in a dramatic way when Mars is sextile Neptune, and people can try and offer universal solutions which may not actually be quite as useful in solving things as they seem. I could go on, but I think we've pretty much covered things there. The other alignments are moving much more slowly, and conditions are very similar to the way they were on the weekend. So with that, I'm going to say thank you very much for watching. Do subscribe if you haven't already. I'm desperately trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. We're over 800 now, and that is going to allow me to go live using my iPhone. I tried going live on the weekend, by the way, and thank you to everyone who attempted to tune into that. There are over 30 people watched like the 2 minutes that I managed to get on, and I'm sure it would have grown, but it was tricky, I had the camera going and everything, and the live stream seemed to be working. But the chat comments was slightly off the screen, and I could see the beginning of someone's name and not the rest of it, and I wouldn't have been able to read what was actually being said in the chat, so I wouldn't actually have been able to do readings, and that, my friends, is why I had to abandon it. But working on this all the time, if I can just get that extra couple of hundred subscribers, I can go live from my iPhone. I've done that before and it worked really well. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. If you have subscribed yet, God bless you. Thank you very much indeed. Leave me a comment anyway, guys. Let me know how things are going. And big thanks to everyone who leaves comments. Thumbs up if you've enjoyed it. Share me around social media if you can. Help me to get the word out. That is a great thing to do. Tricky week ahead of us, really, but I can see it easing up as the week goes on, particularly after Wednesday when the moon really gets her boots on and that lunar energy gets busy. But it is another week of Mercury retrograde, so expect the unexpected. That's all I can say. It's difficult to call. That just tends to be the way it is. Meanwhile, thanks again, have a great week, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Peace.